Hello, hi. I just want to make a detailed comparison video for my 3D printed nail clipper with my real nail clipper, mirror metal one. So I actually made this 3D printed nail clipper based on my real one right here. And I just want to compare the parts that I print to with the real one. So this is the paint parts. So for these parts, I actually hold the lever to actually connect to the base. And as you can see, the 3D printed model isn't very high quality, just simply because the 3D printer that we have is not very high resolution, and also the fact they're laying layers together to print this is not help at all. And actually have to have to trim this a little bit to actually fit in there. And also I learned from this is you cannot actually make a perfect size when you're making the 3D model. You actually have to make a lot of human error in there, just count for that, because I cannot push this into the base when I actually try to assemble this. So yeah, well, originally I made this as the real size, so it should be the same size, but when I go there they just tell me I can't make the one with the real size because their machine is not capable for doing this small precision stuff. So here you can see that's the pane. I tried my best to actually measure those, as you can see, but like for some part, like my ruler, my thing just not gonna. I have to guess a lot of parts I have to say because I just cannot make the right measurement. So, but turns out very good. So this is the pin part, and now moves on to the lever. So this is the lever I made. On the real one, the metal one actually is with a curved lever to actually have the way to actually have the I mean the movement they have got. But when I actually doing this, they told me it better not to have a curved piece because it's easy to break at first, but also have to have a lot of support to actually print this. So I actually changed my design. So I actually have a little hinge right here to actually have a high point to actually lever this. I actually quite like this design because it's actually functional and it looks pretty good. And so, and this also you can see the detail on this is just not good at all. I don't know, like when they print this is like it's not a straight line, and I just think the way they're printing this is pretty odd. So here you can see here's a comparison to the real one. Yeah, I actually like my design better than the old one, but yeah. So move on to the base one. Here you can see side. Yeah, same thing for this is just very hard to make a curved one, just have too much support. And also I didn't count for this is the flexibility on those is not as good as the metal one. It's also I just for sure you cannot use this as a real nail clipper. It's just the movement and the flexibility on this is not as good at this, and it's just very hard to move back. The force on this to win back is not very good. But other than that, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty real. Yeah. The bad thing is like, yeah, when I say for the human error I didn't count for. Yeah, when I try to force this in there, I actually broke this. Well, it's kind of bad, but it's gonna take way too long to reprint this. But anyway, you know what I mean. So also I break this part too. Like you're supposed to have a lever, like a hinge right here to actually connect it. But yeah, you broke it. It took me 2 hours to actually print this. So now I'm gonna do a assemble for my nail clipper and see it actually works. So you put the pin straight in there and you press down to actually where is it? To actually have this position. Okay, now you can see it worked. So yeah, it's pretty simple mechanism. So yeah. So now I'm gonna do with my 3D printed one. So I put the paint in there. Yeah, so you kind of have to force in there because when I measure this, I never thought of this doesn't fit because the poor quality of this is a lot like rough edges. It's kind of hard to actually make in there, so I have to force it in there. But see, and then it's like pretty good fitment and have this. See, also for this flexibility stuff. So when I originally designed this thing, should have this much length between those two pieces, but when they get cooled down, they actually went back a little bit. So it looks pretty odd to have the nail stick out too big. So and then I have this part right here. Yeah. So you can see actually sort of works. Yeah, I just say the flexibility on this is not good, and you can fold it back to have it one. Yeah, see. Yeah. Well, I think the end result is pretty good, and also I choose a metallic color. I think that helps too. Here you can see the comparison of those two. I can fold this too. Oops. Here. Closer view. All right. Thank you for viewing.